Ferrari introduces the F8 Tributo as the ultimate mid-engine supercar, a crown jewel balancing brutal performance with avant-garde Italian artistry. It carries forward the legacy of its predecessors, primarily the 488 GTB, yet asserts itself as a more advanced and dynamic creature. The host sets the scene by calling it a thrilling ode to Ferrari's legendary V8 lineage, celebrating both emotion and engineering, exterior styling and aerodynamics. The review opens with a cinematic walk-around. The F8's lines are sharper and more muscular than the 488. The front grille and splitter channel airflow aggressively, while the S-duct, first seen on the 488 Pista, remains a standout design piece. Integrated LED headlamps, side intakes, and a sculpted rear end with quad taillights create a cohesive aesthetic. Notably, the Lexan engine cover shows off the mid-mounted V8, and the fixed rear spoiler features blown air technology to generate more downforce without increasing drag. According to Ferrari, aerodynamic enhancements deliver a 15% boost in downforce over the 488 GTB. Visually and functionally, this car looks aggressive and purposeful under all light conditions. Interior, cockpit for passionate drivers. Inside, Ferrari has retained its driver-focused layout while subtly refreshing materials and ergonomics. The driver cockpit feels intimate, the dash is streamlined, door panels sculpted, and the center console minimalist. Optional passenger touchscreen adds sophistication, and both steering wheel and gauge faces have been refined. Dual-tone color schemes and bespoke trims elevate the luxury. The review highlights a sense of tactile quality across controls. The Manettino dial, paddles, and switches feel precise, reinforcing Ferrari's focus on immersion and feedback. Powerplant. The 3.9L twin-turbo V8. The F8 Tributo keeps the same 3.9L F154 twin-turbo V8 first seen in the 488 Pista, but Ferrari has seemingly tuned it for more versatility. The engine cranks out approximately 720 PS, is almost equal to 710 brake horsepower, at 8,000 RPM and 770 Nm at around 3,250 RPM. This engine is celebrated as the most powerful V8 Ferrari has ever produced. Torque delivery feels explosive across the rev range. Low-end responsiveness, mid-range surge, and a clean, hard-hit redline make for an intoxicating progression. The exhaust sings with distinct crackles and pops, especially in sport and race modes, turning every downshift into an audible statement. Performance, acceleration, speed, and dynamics. The review emphasizes sheer velocity. The F8 belts 0 to 100 km per hour, 0 to 62 miles per hour, in 2.9 seconds, reaches 200 km per hour in 7.6 seconds, and tops out at a claimed 340 km per hour, 211 mph. In real-world testing, the car reportedly delivers consistent launches and quarter-mile times mirrored by publications like Road and Track, 10.3s at 132.8 miles per hour. Handling gets a spotlight too. The steering is ultra-direct and balanced, with side-slip angle control 6.1 and Ferrari Dynamic Enhancer, FDE+, working in concert to modulate oversteer through drift and race situations. Adjustable turn-in, brake feel, and chassis rigidity combine for razor-sharp responsiveness, whether slashing through mountain corners or carving up a racetrack. The car is rewarding yet forgiving, an archetype of Ferrari's modern handling philosophy. On-road experience, emotion and usability. The host spends time driving on winding tarmac and urban roads. Even at low speeds, the car's turbocharged motor is eager and tractable. Sport mode adds responsiveness without harshness. A daily drive, friendly user experience is painted. Smoother gear shifts, subtle exhaust burble, and comfort over mere performance. However, when dialing up the aggression via race mode, the car transforms. Gear shifts are snappier, traction control becomes more permissive, and the engine roars louder. Every input becomes more visceral, reminiscent of racing DNA in street-legal form. Comparisons against the 488 GTB and competitors. Comparisons to the 488 GTB are frequent. The F8 shares the same engine block and overall layout, but outpaces it in aerodynamics, power, and internal tech. Ferrari touts a 15% increase in downforce and a 40 kg weight reduction compared to the 488. The result is a clearer, more potent driving experience. In context with rivals, such as the Lamborghini Huracan, McLaren 720S, and Porsche 911 Turbo S, the F8 embodies Ferrari's mix of emotional directness and precision. While others may roar louder or hit higher peak speeds, the F8 feels more alive, more instinctual, and uniquely human-centric. Technology and safety features. Beyond performance, the video emphasizes Ferrari's software meets hardware synergy. It stitches together SSC, FDE+, adaptive launch control, and wall effect redline logic, ensuring maximum driver control at speed. The 7-speed dual-clutch transmission is praised for both comfort in normal conditions and lightning-fast shifts in race trim. Brakes, suspension, and rollover systems feel hyper-tuned but user-friendly, balanced between track-ready and street-sensible. Soundscape, a Ferrari symphony. A dedicated segment dissects the soundtrack. The V8 shrieks at redline, exhales deeply during downshifts, and crackles with character. The host captures onboard mics and external takes. This auditory experience is called a highlight. Every shift is a musical note. Practicality and daily use. The video acknowledges practicality. Front trunk space, passenger comfort, and infotainment are respectable, though its natural habitat remains the drive, not the daily commute. Fuel economy, 11.5 L/100 km or 20 miles per gallon, is typical for the genre. Traffic manners. Acceptable when driven gently. Hit the throttle and the F8 transforms into a bona fide track star. Price and value proposition. As of mid-2025, the F8 Tributo is priced starting around $320,000 to $350,000 USD, with spec options and markets driving prices to $400,000 plus. The review probes whether its visceral, analog nature and emotional depth justify the premium. The host suggests that, for buyers seeking Ferrari's last pure non-hybrid V8, it's worth it, worth every gear whistle, apex hug, and pulse-raising moment. Conclusion: emotional odyssey on wheels. In closing, the host sums it up: the F8 Tributo isn't just a car, it's an emotional odyssey. It blends race-derived tech with an instinctive chassis, a howling soundtrack, and sleek design. For those who want the final chapter in a pure V8 Ferrari saga, this is the ultimate. Supplementary context from Ferrari specification sheets. 4 factual accuracy. Engine, 3.9 L twin-turbo V8, 720 PS, 770 Nm torque. Performance, 0 to 100 km per hour in 2.9 s. Top speed 340 km per hour. Downforce plus 15%, weight minus 40 kg versus 488. Transmission, 7-speed dual-clutch, SSC 6.1, FDE plus in race. Final thoughts. The video paints the Ferrari F8 Tributo as a hallmark supercar, melding technical mastery with emotional resonance. Its design, powertrain, dynamics, and soundtrack achieve a harmony rarely found in modern combustion-era exotica. Positioned as possibly Ferrari's last pure V8 supercar, the Tributo represents both a culmination of tradition and a thrilling apex of driving passion.